Hi guys, it's Alex. I'm coming live today to talk to you about triggers and how they relate to gut health. And I've set up a little office out here in my backyard, close to the hummingbird feeder, more nature, and just, to be outside while I'm working because I love being outside. And yeah, that's a subject for another day, how nature is healing on the nervous system. But today I'm coming to talk to you about triggers. And I have been in the past, I still have triggers. It just is layers and layers of triggers, but it's about how we see them and how we're listening to them. And I am one of the most triggered people that you can imagine. Not so much anymore because it's important to work on it, and that's part of what I'm sharing with my clients too, and what I'm sharing with you guys, because I want to have you I want to have you learn this and have this be part of your way of healing your gut and way of really finding the missing pieces to why you haven't been getting there. When we are feeling triggered by a situation or by a person or by whatever life throws at us, it's uncomfortable. It throws us into a pain. It throws us into an experience of non-joy. It makes us feel like we're in a place we don't want to be. And we definitely want to give something external the fault for being triggered. We want to change the external circumstances so that never happens again. But what we really can take advantage of when we are being triggered is that there's actually an opportunity here. There's an opportunity here to heal a wound, to heal something that your body, your emotions, your nervous system are holding on to, that are constantly keeping you in a stressed state. Whenever that trigger gets triggered, and believe me, and you probably experience it, life will keep throwing things, poking that trigger again and again and again, so that you will finally listen to that chance to heal that wound that is underlying it, so that that trigger doesn't have to be triggered anymore. So what could that be? A lot of that is subconscious stuff that we carry around, we don't know where from. A lot of trauma, negative experiences in life, what our parents and grandparents have told us, bullying in school, a lot of basically negative experience. And there's very many different levels of negative experiences. Like trauma, in the purest sense, it's something that we weren't ready to handle yet. Let's say we were emotionally in first grade, and the trauma that hit us was something that they would teach in emotional 12th grade. So we have to carry it around until we reach that maturity, that level that we can then deal with that. Trauma can be something as much as just, being bullied at school and feeling uncomfortable with it. And so stuff like that will keep digging its way into our subconscious. Or, maybe you had that aunt in your life that always made those comments that you were slightly not skinny enough. And, or your father kept saying, don't eat more or you'll get fat. All these things that we might not remember as detailedly, those are in our subconscious, and we operate out of 95% subconscious. All of what we think we're conscious of and that we're doing actively while thinking about it properly, that's only about 5% of our consciousness capacity. So there's so much to unravel, and triggers are really your path, your way to get into that subconscious, to see what is in there, because we don't always know. Not always. We don't know at all. I don't know. I've been doing this kind of surprised at what my subconscious is holding. So if you really want to find a way to heal those past wounds so that you can heal your gut, because you don't want to keep triggering your nervous system, you don't want to keep stressing out over things that you don't even have control over, you can take that invitation from your triggers and start asking them, why am I getting triggered time and time again with this? Why am I always feeling shitty about one certain thing? And can I finally stop to give external factors the blame? Can I finally stop asking my partner to be different to accommodate my triggers? Can I just finally address my triggers and deal with them? Can I transform them into something that is really beneficial for me, for my health, and for everyone around me? So that's really what triggers are meant to do. They are meant to release something that is ready to be released from inside you. Being shown these things again and again because the universe, or whoever is in charge, whatever you may call them, they're wanting you to get the learning from this. They don't want to keep you in suffering. They're knocking on your door saying, hey, if I show you this again and again, will you finally look and start healing this and really address this at the root? And for gut issues and people with gut issues, what I find and what I've experienced with myself, and also there are so many trapped emotions, there's so much emotional baggage, limiting beliefs that they're not aware of, and that really heavily weigh on the gut health, and that really make it impossible to move on. Oftentimes it makes it even impossible to take the first step into a new program, into a new way of thinking, into a new way of trusting. All these limiting beliefs, all these emotional packages that we don't even know we're carrying, they're holding your gut health hostage. And as long as that is the case, as long as you are not addressing all these things that keep coming up in your life, these emotional things, that's as long as you will carry around the gut health issues. And there's not even a point in addressing them, really. There's always a point in eating better, of course. Eating well, eating a healthier diet will always be able to make us feel better to a certain extent. But if you really want to move on, if you really want to move to that next, serve your purpose, if you have other things to do, if you have children to raise, if you have a business to lead, if you have a mission or a purpose or an impact to make in life, you really have to look at this. There's no other way around it. And I do this with my clients, and they just see phenomenal results. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want. Basically, I want everyone to have the courage to look at their emotions, to ask, what are you going to tell me? You know, it's not just regarding gut health, even though with gut health I see, especially because the brain and the emotions and the gut are so tightly connected, and our gut inhabitants have the power to make us feel and think a certain way too, you know, as crazy as that might sound, but that's the power of pathogens, basically. But we can address it from both sides. If you just address it from one side with diet and supplements, it's usually not going to last, because your subconscious is so much stronger. It's been in place for however many years. It was formed the first few years of your life very strongly. That's why they always say the first 5 years of life need to be so protected for a child, because that's where the most formative things happen. And I don't know what happened, all the things that happened in my first 5 years. I don't know if my parents really protected me that well. So it's okay, you know. I don't blame anyone for it. I'm not a victim. I'm just going to say, okay, it might not have been my fault. The world just puts things into place as it puts things into my subconscious. But now I can use this learning. I can use these subconscious triggers, patterns, and all that stuff to really learn and find out about myself, what it is that I have inside me, and how I can transform this just by accepting those beliefs and transforming them. And it's really simple and powerful work. Really listening to your triggers and following them to the root. And the first time you try this, it might feel a little weird, or you might not be able to get there right away, but there are some simple steps you can take, and just sitting in silence every day, for example, and asking what that trigger is really about and why it keeps showing up in your life and what all these situations have in common. And just having the courage and being brave to feel your feelings, because that's frankly what most of us are afraid of, and that's what all fear-mongering is based on, That's why so many people are hiding in coping mechanisms and taking things to the extreme. Netflixing, even things like taking their spiritual practice to an extreme, just to avoid feeling negative feelings. But when we run away from the darkness, when we run away from the negative feelings, that's not going to get us anywhere. That's just going to keep us in place and keep us in hiding. Thanks, Tracy. Let me know if this makes sense, or if you have any questions for this. So stop hiding, people. Get stuff to do. You have purposes to live. You have children to raise, to powerful humans that don't have to go through this, so that they can actually make this world a better place. As cliche as this may seem, but if we keep just doing what our ancestors have been doing, and ancestors as close as recently, parents, grandparents, they didn't know all this stuff. They didn't have access to these kind of learnings, but we do. It's our responsibility to not hide anymore. We got to do our work. We got to fulfill our mission and take our impact to the next level. And for that, we have to be physically well. We have to be emotionally strong, and we need to have good gut health, because gut health, as you might know if you're in this group, gut health is the pillar of many systems in your body. And those are the things you need if you want to make an impact. If you have a sick body, if you have emotional blocks and emotional baggage, limiting beliefs, you can get to a certain, you can make it, you can be successful to an extent, but there's this next level that you will never get to if your body and your emotions and your mind aren't well. So be brave, feel the feelings. Let me know, ping me if you have questions. And if you need any support with this, if you are stuck with your mission, if you're stuck with where you are right now with your health journey, if all of this doesn't make sense to you anymore and you really don't know how to find your way out of it, just message me or comment below. I'm happy to talk to you about it. And let me see, Kelly says, we have come a long way. Now I share all of the info with my mom. So funny, Kelly. I feel the same way. My mom had to hustle, after the war, and she just had to make it through. And here I am. I'm living this blessed life. I'm learning all these wonderful things. I know much better how to take care of myself and my body than she does. And I have to, in a way, parent her in this way, because she couldn't do this for me. But it doesn't matter who does what, because we all just need to make sure that we get each other better, no matter what that means, no matter if we're parents or children. Just spread the love, spread the knowledge, spread whatever we learn to the ones around us, so that we can all heal each other and heal ourselves, so that the world can actually make a shift. And it is maybe cliche to hear this, but we really need to all get and all live in a different way and be there for the world in a different way. So I hope all of this makes sense, and if it does, please give it a like, and let me know, as I said, if you have questions. And I'll be bringing out a new offer very soon, and changing the name of the group slightly, but that doesn't matter. I'll still be here with you and here for you. And when you're ready to start feeling your feelings and get out of the triggers and really make progress and address your gut health, let me know if you want to start working together, and let me know also if you just have comments or questions. So I'll see you soon. I'm glad. Thanks for everyone who popped on. Much pleasure to see you here, and we'll be back very soon. Bye.